Well, in this episode you're going to join us on a rescue of little Marcel, and of course the introduction of little G with Dobby and Carla. Well, we've just received a call of an injured monkey. We're not too sure if it's a little baby or not, in Palaboa, so it's about an hour and a half from where we are now, and so we're going to slowly, or shouldn't say slowly, we're going to rapidly make our way through to Palaboa and go and try and see if we can find this monkey. They can't tell us whether it's a juvenile or a small baby, but we'll find out when we get there. Well, Mark will be going with me, so he's just bringing some essential items because we don't know what we're going to meet. So we've got our medical kit and some rehydration, and we'll see how things go. Well, here we have little G. He was found on a farm, seems to have an injury on the front and the back of his head. We're not too sure of the circumstances, but he was brought to our local veterinary clinic, and they called us and we went to collect him, and we're just treating his little wounds and everything and making sure everything's fine. The next step in the process, of course, is making sure he gets something to drink and get some milk into him. This is a special soya formula that we're using. We're busy approaching Palaboa, and we'll be trying to find the SPCA, and then we can find out what little monkey we got, if it's a juvenile or a little baby. Intersection at Palaboa. Carry on straight, you go through to Kruger National Park, but we're turning right here into the town. So here we are at the SPCA. Just arrived. We'll go and see what's going on. Here we have little Dobby and Carla. They're getting ready to meet their new friend, little G. There's little G. I'm about to pop out and go and meet them so we can see how this goes. You can see she's a little bit tense and frightened the way she's standing. I think these two have just spotted her. Decided to pop over. Of course, little G doesn't look interested at all. She's more interested in her surroundings and seeing what's going on around outside, more than playing with this lot.
Big log, God. You just look so gigantic compared to Gigi.
You can probably see the older monkeys through the fence and showing more interest in them than anything else. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time for them to acclimatize in a strange environment.
Monster. Hey, monster. Why don't you help your new friend adjust? Yeah. There we go. That's fun. It's like that was not fun. There we go. That's fun. It's like that was not fun.
Well, we're back over at the SPCA. Just getting this little one out of his cage. Then we'll be bringing him back to the foundation just to give him a checkup and see how things are going.
Oh, he's so sweet.
taking his weight and seeing how things are. At the moment it seems like he's got an injury on his chin where he was shot, so he hasn't been able to eat properly, and for some reason he's not bearing weight on his back legs, although there is full movement there. So we're just trying to get some meds into him. He does look a little bit bewildered and not sure what's going on. Back over to Disneyland. Little Dobby. He's a little brave one now. Going to look at the camera. In the far corner there we have little G. She's still looking around at all the sights and seeing what's going on. Doesn't really socialize much with the other two, although they do come up to her now and again to try and make friends. But I think it's going to take her a little bit of a while to get used to them. I can of course see all the monkeys on the outside, so we do have some of the bandits. Of course there's also James' enclosure that's not too far away from them. All three of them together. Back over to the little rescue. It's now being called Marcel. Just giving him some subcutaneous fluids as he's been very dehydrated. Again, very difficult to say his circumstances. Some people noticed him 2 weeks ago hobbling around on their roof, and they've been throwing food up and stuff like that because of his mouth injury. He's been unable to eat anything.
Done?
Well, here's little Marcel enjoying some grapes. Almost looks like he's getting tired chewing and falling asleep, but at least he's able to eat something. Back over to little G and the gang. Everybody seems to be getting on a lot better with each other now. Starting to play around and becoming more active, which is great. All of them seem to be acclimatizing very, very well. All drinking nicely, so a lot more effort's going to now be put into teaching them to drink from the special feeding cage. Because once we can get that right, of course the sooner we can get them out to a foster mom to start looking after them. Well, that's it for this week. Look out for us next week when we have a new arrival and a few more updates on what's been going on at the sanctuary.